the white boys had told all them French gals that we had tails. Put him on a big round table in the Cafe Napoleon. Put a reed in his hand, crown on his head, blanket on his shoulders, and made him eat bananas in front of all them Frenchies. Oh, how the white boys danced that night. Passed out leaflets with that boy's picture on it. Called him Moonshine, King of the Monkeys. When we slit his throat, you know that fool asked us what
Hey. I don't see nothing, Rob.
You don't see nothing?
Y'all can hear me out there?
Yeah, you good. You good. You good. You good.
Okay, what's up, everyone? We back to Make Me Wanna Holla podcast. Today, I have Tanya. She's back again to drop her jewels. I got my boy Anthony here.
Yes, sir.
You know, he like 0-100 against me debating.
Oh man!
But he decided he wanted to join along.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
How you think going? Y'all?
I'm good. How about you?
All right. Today's topic, we're going to be discussing Black Lives Matter as an umbrella, the whole. Everyone thoughts on it, you know. Going to ask some tough questions. Everyone welcome to call, put their 2 cents in it. Hope we get a lot of phone calls because it's a very serious matter in our community.
No doubt.
Especially with all the police shootings going on in Connecticut alone right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to ask Aunt, since you're the special guest today, shout out to Seth, we miss you, but we got my boy Aunt going to hold it down.
I'm no Seth, but I'm going to try my best.
Nah, yeah, you good money. Let me ask you, out the gate, what is the Black Lives Matter movement?
To me, it's specifically against police violence against black people in America. I know people want to put their 2 cents of what it means, but it specifically was birthed from that, you know, what was going on in recent years and us able to mobilize via social media and so on. So I feel that you should keep it in context of that. We could talk about other things, but people try to like devalue it by putting their agendas. It's a specific movement for a specific thing. So
definitely
let's keep it like as a base. Let's keep it there. Police brutality. We physically see it nowadays. You know, we have cameras everywhere, and this is where started by black women. I'm gonna let you know, started by black women, 3 black women. That ties into what I spoke about last time about the black man, how the women have took the forefront. This is started by black women, so let's keep it going forward. All right.
Definitely. How about you, Tanya?
A little bit of what Aunt was saying. You know, at the same time, you know, like you said, it's going to touch all bases.
Yeah. So what do it mean to you? Like, what do you think the movement is about?
I mean, it's about injustice. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. And that movement, that particular movement itself, you know, it resonated where we are right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's saying, look, Black Lives Matter. We tired of being beat down, murdered. You know what I'm saying? Not so much by our own, but by the outside. You understand what I'm saying? And when do we become safe? When it comes to the police or these white supremacists, or you know what I'm saying? So we're under attack right now. We are under attack right now.
We've always been under attack.
Yes, we are, but more relevant now than before. I feel so? Yes, I honestly do, because right now listen. That was the 50s, 60s. You understand? We in 2000s and saying, look, and it's crazy right now. You understand what I'm saying? It's out of control. Nobody is safe, man, woman, or child. We all got a target on our backs.
Do you feel that we under attack more than before? Ian?
I feel that we're under the context that we are free and racism is over, everything's good. That's why this is more prevalent. Because there's people. Because as soon as you turn this thing on, I heard somebody put. I saw somebody.
I saw it.
All lives matter.
I saw it too. But
all lives matter.
Don't get me wrong.
So
we're not talking about all lives. We know all lives matter, but right
when did
now
that
we're
become a
talking
thing?
about. Well, of
All
course.
lives matter never mattered till we said Black Lives Matter.
Of course.
It never meant nothing to them.
Absolutely. And right now we're talking about Black lives. When they started that movement, they were talking about Black lives. We know all lives matter.
So let me jump into this. Let me ask you this question, because that was one of my things I want to bring up. I saw it from the very beginning. Someone said that. So, do you feel Black Lives Matter 2 would be a better slogan than Black Lives Matter? Because everybody always throw that all lives matter, all lives matter, all lives matter.
Okay, I see where you going. Black lives matter too. I understand that.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
Do the slogan confuse people?
No, it's not that the slogan confuses people. There are people who do not want it to be just about black people.
Yeah, okay.
They want to take that away from us to diminish. Or, you
I
understand
think a
what
black
I'm
person
saying?
actually just said that.
What?
Right?
What's that?
All lives matter or something.
Yeah, that's funny. Who said that?
Right, but listen, but understand
Integrated
what I'm
mindset.
saying.
Think about it.
Understand what I'm saying. They want to take that away from us and say, "Oh no, all lives matter." But we specifically talking about what? Black lives. You're talking about the crime and the injustice that's being done to us, not to the white race, not to the Indians or whoever, or whatever. It's the black race.
It's black and brown, definitely.
Okay, black and brown all day, but. Of course, all lives matter. I care about all lives, but right now I care about the black lives.
Do the slogan get lost because it don't have the TOO to it? How you feel, Ian? No.
I actually like it. I like it. It's
I like Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives
I like it. I love it.
To the point, saying two to me diminishes our
point.
importance.
Right.
You put two.
Absolutely.
Because when have we ever been to a point where we can say, you know what, we've been equal in America? You know what we had? You know what, we came a long way and we finally made it. When have we ever got to that point?
Right.
Well,
and we have
Black
yet.
Lives Matter too.
Who does it matter to?
Yeah. Are we referring to like the police because of what the police is doing to us, or does it matter amongst ourselves?
Okay, so do Black lives only matter when cops kill us? That's what she's trying to say.
I get it. What you're
No,
that's big news. It's the big news. A lot of people
that's
who
all
are
it is.
familiar.
So because black on black crime is not news at all, and they're not going to publicize.
But do
that.
it matter?
And
when
they will limit it, but it's not going to get with when a cop shoot somebody or do something to somebody. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. But if you look all over, even Facebook, you see stuff that happen to people. You be like, yo. But it don't make front page. It don't make nothing.
But do it matter to black people?
Because we see it. So what matters
to us? I'm going to be real with you. It don't matter to us.
I don't agree.
Listen, I'm going to be real with you. Because if it mattered to us, then we would not be doing what we do to each other. Hold up. Let me say this. And you know why other races, I'm going to say the white race, you know why they do what they do to us? Because of what we do to each other. Pay attention to that.
No, white folks is crazy. They do some.
But what you feel? What you feel?
White folks. I mean, I was just looking at a story in Tennessee where this dude was like on a rampage, killing like 7 people in out in some suburban county.
Right.
And it's funny how that doesn't get stigmatized against the whole race.
All right,
of them.
Exactly.
But see, here we go. Listen, what happens to him? He probably won't even get that much time. He probably won't get sent to.
I know he lived to take a mugshot.
But what? That's true. But I'm saying you can't say black lives don't matter to black people because black people. I mean, you do crimes to people that you're around, you're surrounded with. But I also feel personally, if me and you have a beef, Tater,
I want to piggyback.
If me and you have a beef and you kill me, you wasn't protect. You're not paid to protect me. The cop is paid to protect me. So you can't say black lives like.
Listen,
a personal beef don't mean that black people don't care about the killings.
Listen, I get what you're saying, but you also have to look at it like this. If we do not stop what we are doing to each other, then why would they stop what they are doing to us? It starts with us as a whole, as a nation, as a black race.
I get what you're saying.
You can't expect all right, so every cop that do something to us or mistreat us or whatever, because it's been going on for years, like you said, right? Listen, what you gonna do? We're gonna have these rallies, we're gonna go march, we're gonna do what we gotta do, and then what happens? It's over. And guess what they're doing at the round table? They say, all right, let them go. Let them go ahead and get their mark. Let them get it out their system.
I agree with that.
So it does not negate that it's not gonna happen again, because it will. Now, in the meantime, what are we doing as a black race? Where are we? What are we doing? What are we really doing?
What are we doing?
When it comes to each other,
we're all not killing each other, so that's
what
not
I'm
true.
okay.
Why
We're
does a
not.
negative
Listen,
stereotype
listen.
represent
We're
all of
not.
us?
Because
Listen.
we are
Don't
one.
misunderstand what I'm saying. No, we're not running around killing each other. No, we're not.
So
but
Black
it's
Lives
enough
do matter
of it.
when-
But it's enough of us killing each other. It's going on. People have lost their lives from jealousy, from females, from drugs.
I agree.
So listen to what I'm saying to you. I think we need to get back to this place where we can start loving each other, respecting each
We
other.
should- yeah, definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? So we make this about what they doing to us. Then we are running from the real truth.
Will
We come together as a whole.
Will that stop the police from killing us?
I believe that if we come together and we show unity and we show strength,
They can make them not scared no more of
listen,
us?
let me tell you. Don't you know what their fear is? Do some research.
I need a mic.
They are afraid if we come together. If we come together, come on, man.
But that's why they killing us, you feel?
What's the best way? They've been doing it for years. Now what they say, here's the more easier way. Listen, here's the easy way. Let them have them guns and them drugs. Let them just go ahead and wipe each other out. We ain't really got to do it. Just let them do it.
You think that's the plan for real?
Come on, it's been the plan. It's been the plan. And it's so sad that we executing it.
And why you think
okay.
the sentence for gun
Thank you.
laws are not a violent offense?
But like Nikki G just said, all races kill each other.
But we not talking.
You
There we
clear?
go. We not
But
talking
no,
about
but
all
what I'm
races.
saying is-
But the
but
thing
that-
is,
but-
it makes you think that we the only ones who
Yeah,
black on black
you
crime.
can't say
I
that
hate
black
that
lives.
term.
You
Listen,
can't say
I
that we
hate
don't.
that
the
term.
black- we don't.
But
We
we're
don't.
not talking about other
No,
races.
but yeah, but
that's the problem.
nah,
See, this
but-
is why we
but
can't
you
never
got
get.
But you got to bring that into the fold.
Why?
Because you just said that we're
that-
killing each other,
But
so
we
we don't
are,
kill. We
but
don't.
we are
so
killing
we don't
each
kill.
other.
Black lives don't matter when we kill ourselves.
Listen, those other races that are killing each other, when it come down to it, they got each other back. Listen to what I'm saying.
agree.
They got each other back. They will defend each other. Yeah, they killing
Yeah.
each other, but at the end of the day, they're gonna take care of each other. Over here on this side, and I'm talking about the black people, we don't do that. We hate on the smallest thing. We just have this thing where we just don't like when the next man is.
Do their history match ours? What I feel, as we progress as people, as black people, we get better. The hate against us progress too. So that's why we have right now is, let's say, the prison industrial complex. How that is, how what it evolved from slavery. I'll say, okay, y'all are free, but let's lock y'all up, take away your rights, and make money off you. Can get corporate tied into that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, for the ones who are free, well, let's flood your neighborhood with drugs, take away jobs, and see what happens.
So why?
Because-
So do we supposed to protest when blacks kill blacks?
We can,
I
but
think
we
we
actually do.
should.
It's
I
just
seen-
not
I've
big
been seeing
news.
little,
It's
but-
not news.
I
Well,
think
who,
we
do,
should.
who are we protesting? Are we
Again-
protesting the cops not doing their job, or are we
Listen.
protesting the individual that honestly just shot or killed the last person?
Listen, what we're doing is we're saying, listen, we as a black race, we're not taking this no more. So we holding each other accountable.
So we protesting
We
each
have
other.
to hold each other accountable.
Is a protest enough to
Whether
hold
it's a
each other
protest or
accountable,
however you perceive it, but I
do you
feel
hold
like we
the
need to-
parents that
Listen,
child running around
Man,
going crazy
listen,
accountable?
back in the day when you was running around going crazy, your neighbor whooped you and then
Yep.
told your
Yeah.
mother.
Okay. Yep.
So those are the basics.
But we talking about for killings. We ain't talking
All
about
right.
being bad.
But listen to what I'm saying though, P Nice. We have to hold each other accountable. I believe that that's the only way we're gonna get past where we are. Until we can say, you know what, I'm tired. Enough is enough. I'm tired of somebody's son, somebody's daughter
agree.
is dead because of some
But do we
because of some senseless.
okay,
Come
so
on,
let's
man,
say,
it's
like,
deeper
let's
than,
just
it's
say-
deeper than what the white man is doing
I'm not-
to
I'm
us,
not-
man, or what the police is doing. It's deeper
But,
than
I
that.
mean,
Yes.
You understand
far
what I'm
as
saying?
okay, I agree with you. But I'm saying, as far as Black Lives Matter,
Mm-hmm.
far do we care about Black Lives Matter? How do how do we? How can I say? How do we correct it? A protest ain't gonna correct the hood.
No. America cares to me is about money and race. And I notice when I said, let me look at other minorities. They kind of keep to themselves for the most part.
Yeah.
They value themselves. I mean, they do have this thing like Latino people. They kill each other almost at the same rate. But at the end of the day, the way they exist is with them themselves. They spend money with each other. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Asians really don't care about politics. Asians, they say, you know what? This money is going to make y'all politicians care about us.
We're going to get this black money.
So what we are, we the ultimate come up. People come over here and come up. You know, we get business in the black neighborhood. You get rich quick. Them niggas don't kill each other. They'll give us $1 or that. We can help them sell drugs.
My point.
Come on my store. Come to the back. Let me bag these drugs up for you. Sell it to you. Like that.
So we as a black hole just say, you know what? No more. We're gonna be, letting people just walk all over us and step on us and treat us like.
So
this.
how do we?
What I think is we got to find an identity. Everybody who comes here has an identity. As an African American,
I agree.
You're right. What is your identity? What do you know about yourself to even start to build foundation? Say this is who I am going forward.
But how do we?
We've been living hate. We've been living hate
all our lives.
All our lives. Everything you wake up,
saying?
your whole existence here is a contradiction of yourself.
Absolutely. When you
How do we combat violence against ourselves? And we talking about black. We on that far as right now. If that's gonna make the cops stop killing us, we got to start within ourselves. You saying with the violence against each other?
I believe that. I truly
so
believe it.
if we could stop the violence,
because we're gonna always listen. We're not so much we easy targets too far as each other, but to the outside because we don't have unity. We're all over the place. Listen to what I'm saying to you. See, this is where you have to look a little deeper into the surface. See, the surface, you can see everything on the surface, but what about underneath? What about, you know what I'm saying, when it get real thick in the middle and you start looking at, you know what? They're not connected. So we can just do anything. You understand? Mm-hmm. We can just throw.
But do you think it's a conspiracy theory like that going on?
I can go all over with music.
Do you feel that?
I can take music
but do you
and be
feel,
like, yo.
I mean, do you feel, okay, let me ask an honest question. This is like, not just really freestyle this question.
Okay.
Do you feel that? Okay, let me ask you a question. Thank you for calling. Who we have on the phone?
This is Azzy.
Okay, how you doing, man?
All right.
What you got to say?
Oh no, I feel like that. Where we be sometimes where we get it messed up is I hate when we sometimes equate the black on black violence or whatever you want to call it to the Black Lives Matter movement, because although we do sometimes we do have violence against each other, we are prosecuted, we are imprisoned, and we go to jail for killing each other.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
With police, we don't get paid time off. We don't get we don't get the benefit of saying that we fear for our lives.
I agree. There you go.
We are locked up for killing one another. So we need to hold police to the same accountability. That's why we're saying Black Lives Matter. It's not so much about us killing each other. Is that if you're a law officer and you live by these same laws, you should be held to the same standards that we have to be held to.
I agree 100%. Do you feel that if black violence against each other was to go down lower, it's never going to be extinct? Do you feel that the cops will not? I mean, I don't think cops. Do you feel cops fear us when they kill us, or do they just be out on them? Or do they be really fearful?
No, they really fear us? Our skin color is definitely a weapon to them. Whether we have a weapon on us or not, that is the first weapon as soon as they see us.
Absolutely.
There is a history behind that. It probably always, to my feelings, it probably will always be like that.
I agree. I think without violence,
for some reason, our skin color will always be a weapon.
We intimidate.
Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I'm a dog.
All right, keep watching.
I read a post and I was going to say, somebody on Twitter, a white guy said, if the way they portray black people, and if they were so violent, then why are the white people not dead? You know,
I agree 100% with that.
But I'm going over here for a minute because one thing about us as black people, we are really not prejudiced people. That's not our nature.
People.
We are very.
I think
we are
the most forgiving in the world.
It's a reaction, so I don't think it's prejudice. I mean, you can't like literally say, I thought, oh, we've been through, and a white person could never call a black person prejudiced. If you ask me, it's like getting mad at somebody for stabbing you. Like, yo, I've been stabbed. I'm just my reaction. I'm nervous. Make me nervous.
But my point is, when white people walk around us, we don't get all, you know what I'm saying? But when we walk around them, they tug their bag and they watch it. So what I'm saying is, we are. But
do we do that to each other?
We probably do.
Somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat.
That's called being on point.
We really do, but it's crazy.
Being on point, yeah.
But I mean, did we earn it?
You're right. But it's crazy.
Or did the media make us earn it?
Not media. That's America's DNA.
That's America's DNA.
America's
you feel?
DNA for us to hate each other for whatever
reason.
Let's
grab this phone
Old,
call.
young, light skin, dark skin.
Thank you for calling. Make me want to holla podcast. State your piece.
Yeah, she has said something about the reason why, if black people were so bad, why all the white people are not dead. Is because black people are more focused on tearing each other down than anybody else.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, black people was more feared for the knowledge they obtained and them being more on the owning their own.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So now today it's more or less everybody's comfortable with the handouts. They're comfortable with somebody doing something for them. They're comfortable with not having their own. So now it's like, you look at it, if you look at it in the community, we really don't have too much power because we really don't own anything.
That's right.
You know what I mean? All we have is, a little bit of clothes, a car.
That's right, brother.
Yeah, that's our wealth. That's our wealth.
Nobody looks past that.
So
in the community, nobody looks to, I want my own, or nobody wants to set that tone for themselves.
Wow.
You have a few people who do it, but the same people now that's somewhat up in the community or somewhat have themselves established, they talk the community talk, but it be the same people who throw stones at the people that's below them.
Absolutely.
Man.
So you say you with the community, but in the same breath, you'll read a status about downing somebody who's beneath you or downing somebody who's
so we have classism in the black.
He's so right.
Yeah.
He right on point.
And I mean,
so you gotta look at it. It's like the reason the community is the way it is because it's really nobody. It's not too many people. I can't say nobody, but it's not too many people who passing the torch or telling somebody you can do this and you can do that. You got too many people telling you can't versus you can.
That's right.
So when you got your whole community limited in what you are capable of doing in life, then you don't look outside the box. You end up stuck in this community. You end up stuck doing the same thing. You could have been a grade A student. Next thing you know, you felt like you wanted to hustle a little bit. Boom, you caught a charge. Now your scholarship's out the window.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just because you wanted to fit in and you ain't want to look like a square to some of your boys. Your peer pressure is more heavy now than back then.
Yes, it is.
I mean, so do you feel that I'm actually too to stay on the call to stay on? Are we powerless as a race? Are we truly that powerless? I mean,
I wouldn't say powerless. What I would say is everybody looks to have this perfect picture instead of really living the life you're living. Everybody wants to paint the outside of their house as a mansion, but you live in a shed.
Absolutely.
If you know you still got work to do, bragging is the last thing that should be on your mind.
Yeah.
If you know it's knowledge that you should obtain, then you should be chasing down knowledge. A lot of people is lost in the path that they should be on, and they're too busy trying to chase the path of Hollywood.
That's right.
I feel you.
I mean, you keeping up with stars that some of them was born or bred into the money that they have. And the reason why we don't have it because we either give it away or we just don't know how to manage it, so we lose it.
Absolutely.
I mean, versus somebody else who will be like, a white dude or something, or even Mexicans or whatever. Every other race you can name sticks together when it comes to someone falling versus black people. Somebody fall, they be like, oh man, fuck that.
Absolutely.
You know oh shit, that's crazy. That motherfucker died. Versus you in a white community and your child passed, you got the whole block coming up the street giving you donations so your child could get buried.
That's
and
right.
you got and they got life insurance.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And they still coming down here showing love.
Yeah.
The black community has to be broken down and brought back up.
That's right.
With the amount of gang related stuff that's going on, and I'm pointing out the gangs because this is what so many of the youth is basically thinking this is cool.
Right.
The half of the kids you see, they throwing up gang signs, all of their pictures. Some of these kids look like pure nerds, but you throwing up all type of blood.
Real talk.
So that's just saying you want to be down. You want to be a part of something. And then when you got the older dudes who telling you it's cool, and you got your boys telling you, oh, this is cool, what you gonna follow?
Absolutely.
Especially if you got a mother, if you a single parent, your mother's like my mother. She worked 16 hours a day. She wasn't there to be there every day to see everything we did. She just felt like whatever guidance she gave us, we follow when she wasn't around. So either we did or we didn't. For the some of us,
that's true.
For the some of us who didn't follow it, you know, my brothers and sisters, they ended up in trouble. And for some of us who did, you know, we went through life without having to be in a prison or anything. But if you got a single parent, you're more than likely for your child to be somewhere that they're not supposed to be.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
I can't argue with that.
That's right.
Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate that.
Definitely.
Keep watching.
All right.
Do you feel we are powerless as a race?
I feel like, you know, we not so much powerless, but we that's crazy. We not where we should be. We like what the brother said. He right. We are not where we should be as a black society, black nation. He's right, and we are busy worrying about the wrong things. You understand what I'm saying? And
are adults worried about the wrong thing or kids?
Adults, children. The children get it from the adults. You understand what I'm saying? They watching their parents. So whoever, you know, they looking at them. I mean, listen, I could go off the you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to, because it was a time in my life where I was there. And sometimes what you do, they watching you. And if you don't have, like you said, you're not chasing that knowledge, and you just it's like you just acting as if you're gonna raise kids that act as if. You know what I'm saying? And then what happens in the black community? Nobody wants to go to school. Nobody don't care about straight A's. They don't care about nothing but what's going on the street. You understand what I'm saying? So it's real. It gets deep. It can get deep. It's already deep. So you asking, are we powerless? Some people don't have control over their kids. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens when their kid get in trouble? They in the system now. System, you got a number. The system got control over you.
I hear
so
that.
Are we powerless to a certain degree? I think we need to climb up out of this hole we in, because we this is a deficit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck. We broke down.
I feel you.
Straight like that. And it's time for, you know, that we start empowering each other. You know what I'm saying? It's time to rise.
Identity.
I
so
feel you on that.
Don't have an identity. So let's keep it within black people. Let's say let's say you get Nigerians. They know they're Nigerian. They have a history. They know what they are. They come to America. Can they relate to the black American experience? No, that's not their identity. Slavery.
That's right.
What? Do you? I don't want to get to that, but do you know the jokes they make about us with our past?
What?
They have their own. So when they come here, they're not.
No.
They don't. I don't. I mean, I got a lot of friends. But I'm just saying they come here not under that identity. Their identity is we're Nigerian. I know what I am.
That's right.
I know what my family's going to be. So compare that to us. We never have had nothing as an identity. Whenever we tried to get one, they destroyed it.
They take it.
They took it.
Yep. Absolutely. And they use it for their culture, for their pain. You understand?
Believe it or not, during Reconstruction, after slavery, when we had our own community, so we were forced to, they didn't want nothing to do with us. You know, we had rules in the black community. You can't spend that. Don't spend no money outside this community.
Right.
And then what happened? Blacks got wealthy.
And what happened when blacks got wealthy?
And then they noticed. But I'm just saying, it was almost there.
But it's always been internal fighting in the black community.
But this is this is systematically destroyed, and then they put us, and now we're back to being dependent people. And I can say it happened again
so
around.
So long as we dependent, we're going to be powerless.
To some extent, yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
Because I mean, I have had this conversation with people.
What's up?
And they might say, police ourselves. I don't get the police ourselves.
I've said that plenty of times. I'm 40.
We gotta start policing ourselves.
I said that in my 20s.
I've seen a lot of people saying that during the protests. I've seen a lot of people saying that.
I said that in my 20s.
How do we police?
So? Like what?
Because
like us becoming police or physically
listen,
checking each other.
Listen, when you say police yourselves, so if you go back, you know, even though they dismantled the whole Black Panther movement, but I'm just gonna just say this, far as if we learn to, and it goes back to, like you said, number one, our identity, but at the same time, policing ourselves is taking more, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even get it. But we need to stay within our community, but policing ourselves is taking care of one another. Holding ourselves responsible.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because that's policing ourselves. We keeping ourselves in check.
But how do you hold another person accountable for their actions?
Listen, man, bottom line, if a brother or a sister step out of line and we trying to build, then listen, tap that brother, listen, you know what I'm saying? Check yourself. Like, we got youngins watching this. See, I'm going back. See, my mindset.
You know what happens? You know what happens when you do that?
Let me tell you something.
You're exactly right. Because I tried doing that.
We need to do that.
You know what they do? You know what they do when you say, hey, you know what, your son is out here, doing this, you need to watch out. People get offended. Not my son. What the hell are you talking about?
They get totally offended. But we got
we're going to end up dead. I'm just letting you know.
You policing the adult. I'm talking that's for our policing ourselves.
It's not even about policing
but you looking out for the kid at the same time. You I see him out here, I know he's a good kid, but he's getting involved with the wrong people.
Can I tell you one thing that we do and now we talk about Black people, right? So you standing with somebody talking, they be like, so and so. So now they talking about, so I don't care what they talking about. 90% of the time it's negative because you ain't talking about nothing positive, right? So you talking about somebody in a negative way. Now, you listening to this. So now what you being filled with right now is some negativity about somebody else. So this is what we do. We pass this all around. So now you got this negative energy that somebody told you about this cat over here. You understand what I'm saying? So I feel like we should hold, bro, I don't want to hear that, man. You ain't got, you know what I'm saying? People might become offended, or I should say offended, because we broke those words down. It's off and in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm out because I don't got time for that. That's negativity. But it's certain ways I feel like we should be able to communicate with each other without somebody taking it personal.
But as a race, like, how do you police yourself as a race? Like, I don't even get the concept.
The Black Panthers did it. They did it.
That was an organization,
all right, so what?
I mean, you could
straight like that. But see, that's too radical for some people. Some people don't like that. That's radical thinking. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens when you have to become radical, now you start thinking about, man, I can't do that. I got a job, I got kids. You start thinking about, but are you thinking about your neighborhood? Are you thinking about your Black kids? See, when we start being selfish, we forget we got kids we got to send out into the world. So when you busy trying to worry about your own family, you sending them out there. You understand what I'm saying? You sending them out there. So what are you really worried about? So when you become selfish, so now that you being selfish, and people have been saying this to you, I ain't worried about nobody but me and mine. Yeah. But yours got to go out into that world. And guess what? And the people you should be worried about is right next door to you, right down the street. Your best friend, you understand what I'm saying? I agree. Come on,
but that's part of policing ourselves.
We need to wake up. Yeah, man, we need to wake up and start holding each other accountable so that we could get back on this path of doing what we need to do. So we can get up out of this rut that we in. Because we are in a rut. From drugs to popping, whatever, man. We all
ask a question. When you ever notice that whenever you try to be pro-Black or try to talk to something in a positive way,
you get caught a woke
it pisses
Negro.
People off. Why do being pro-Black do Spanish people when they talk about their movement, the Chicano movement, or that? Have you ever had people say, "Oh man, y'all wild, I don't want nothing to do with that"? Why is it only us? It bothers. Why does it bother more people to be pro-Black?
So can I go back to what I said in the beginning? Them other races stick together. See, they don't get mad when they have stuff, but when we do it.
But we're trying to. We have all the tools. That's why we have all the tools to do so. And I think we don't have to be militant or things like that. I think our Black people, to me, they work hard. Because I work in a place where it's not that many Black people.
Right.
And I noticed that black people work. Like, where did the stereotype come from that black people are lazy? Why do we let that slide? Black people work so hard. Look at y'all. Look who I'm with. I know what it is.
Okay.
Why does the negative stereotypes are believed without any contest? People believe it. Why does anything negative about us we just accept it?
Negativity sells.
But when we want to talk about positive stuff, now you doing too much.
I get it.
Nah, you can take the call.
Right,
but just think.
Thanks for calling. Make me want to holler. State your piece. Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
All right, hello.
So, listening to the conversation, I really agree with what Tanya is saying as far as holding people accountable.
Okay.
For instance, we could talk about the school system. So, right there in New Haven, the school system sucks. I mean, our kids have no books. They
bad
really
like that
have
out there?
It's terrible.
It's horrible. The
wow.
school system is horrible.
I agree.
And me as myself, as a parent who has children in the school system, when you go and you try to talk to other parents and try to get them engaged and being active within the school, you know, people look at you like you got three heads. You know, people are really not interested in the upbringing of their children. So I agree wholeheartedly with Tanya when she says about people being selfish and just worrying about their household and forgetting that these same children have to be out, be out in the public with these other children.
Absolutely.
So as far as like holding people accountable, I feel as though people need to like really, take the time and educate themselves on the community itself and what's going on in the day-to-day processes of the community. And a lot of times when you do try to advocate that and speak to people, they feel as though that, they have to stop their everyday living. Like they can't go out or they can't vacation. And to me, it's just like people need to learn to have a balance.
I agree.
There's nothing wrong with taking trips and, being fresh. If that's what people want to do, that's perfectly fine. But there has to be some type of a balance because it makes no sense for you to go on vacations, to the Bahamas and to Dominican Republic, then come back to a shithole of a community.
That's right. That's right.
So,
that's right.
So do it start in the school system, you feel?
To me, it's more so having the residents just being open to be educated more about the everyday goings on in the neighborhood.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Nah, I agree. So you feel, yes. Do it start with our babies. So we got to start with our babies, basically.
Absolutely. Because again, the children are watching us.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And, I currently don't live in New Haven. I took my children out just for this reason because, it was like it just seemed like it wasn't enough people concerned about what our children was going through every day.
That's real though.
Even in school, I have two young boys and they were getting suspended for just like little things, and they don't understand. Like you try to educate people on the prison pipeline thing. If people look at you like you're crazy, you try to educate folks about, how important it is to come to those monthly meetings in school. It's about 10 to 15 parents there. And it's like people are not concerned about the children at all. And again, there's nothing wrong with getting fresh. There's nothing wrong with taking trips. There's nothing wrong with going out. But people need to understand that has to be a balance.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And people don't want to hear it. And they look at you like you're crazy. You know what I mean? You're weird. You're this and that because you want to take the time out and make sure that, your child is safe in school. That was my whole thing. I agree. I don't want my children to go to school and have to fight because I'm advocating for my children because, even as down as home economics. They don't even have home economics in the school, but I fought for my children to do things like that.
That's what's
but
up.
Because I'm just one parent, then I got a group of kids who mad because now it looks like my children are getting special treatment, so now they got to fight. So, it's an unbalance. It's a mental unbalance in there. And I also made a comment in the bullpen about as far as white supremacy. And that's the conversation that people need to really have to understand the mindset of the black man and the black woman today. It's like, again, you get these good jobs, you start making money and that's all and well because we want everybody to achieve, but don't turn your nose up and just disregard your community.
That's right.
I agree 100%.
You know what I mean? But
That's
that's the whole thing of white supremacy is to segregate us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, have black versus black. What they call it, classism.
Yeah, classism.
You know, and
real.
so it's a lot of us affected by that and don't even realize it.
Absolutely, we're totally affected by it. That just brings me back to the Willie Lynch. Some people say it ain't real. I mean, I believe that was one of, you know, a plan to pit us against one another, and look what's happening.
So I mean, so how do we start? I mean, like you said, she one parent in a school of probably a couple of hundred kids. Mm-hmm. Do we go knock door to door and ask parents to show up to PTO meetings?
I mean,
absolutely. You know, you have to do whatever it takes.
That's what's up.
I think that'll be a great idea. Engage the community, educate the community. You know, sometimes it's going to be people that you can't knock people for not knowing. That's first and foremost.
Absolutely.
You know, that's where the education come in. And then when you get enough people, rock with them. For those that's not doing it, so unfortunately, so be it, because it's we spend so much time discussing what the black community is not doing. So for those that want to do.
Straight,
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can't just sit back and just keep having these conversations and nobody's taking action.
That's where I'm at. I agree with you 100% with that.
Yes.
It's protesting. If you protesting, there's nothing going on after that. As far as anything, as far as black on black crime, police killings. Mm-hmm. I mean,
what's next?
Yeah.
So what's next is now,
I don't have the answer.
So what's next is it becomes
what's next is connected. I think what's next is connecting to the people that are doing it and reaching out and extending your help to them, because there are people out in the community that's really working hard. For instance, we have the Juma right there on not the Juma, they call the dojo right there on Dixwell Avenue. Mm-hmm. These men, they're out there every day. I don't know if you see them, but they sit out there with the Black Lives Matter, the Black Wall Street sign.
Oh, okay.
Those guys, they have a whole building, and I've seen them in community meetings open up that building for the community for free. People just don't come because they're not seen as, you know, the popular guys in the city. And that right there is ridiculous.
Right.
You know, these people, you know, had it not been for the men sitting on Dixwell Avenue with that Black Wall Street sign, would have been ripped down Dixwell Avenue. But people don't even understand how historic New Haven is.
Absolutely.
People don't even understand the history that's in New Haven. So it comes with a lot of education. And as far as knocking on doors, I'm wholeheartedly with that. Educate the people, you know, because again, you can't fault people for not knowing.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate you checking in.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for the show. I think it's a good platform. Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it. Thanks. I appreciate that a lot. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was spitting some ether right there, yo. I mean, because whatever, we get it. Thanks for calling. State your piece.
Hello.
Turn your device down.
I'm wholeheartedly with that. You can't.
Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. What's happening?
All right. You gotta turn your device down. We're getting feedback.
Okay, all right. My bad. Yeah, I got two devices right here at the same time.
Just turn it down. And you can hear yourself later.
I see my man Ellison in the house today. Yeah, it goes deeper than what Girl was saying. It's a lot of things about education, different things like that, but it starts right at home. You got to educate your own child on the awareness on what he's getting ready to come up against. Task, conditions, and standards of what's going on. You know, it's not just, hey, you want them to be good and you want them to just go to school and get an education. No, they got to get familiar with what's going on. You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes taking them past the hood. Sometimes that takes them going all different places. You need all that. And parents got to be, you got the parents out there trying to be the children. Trying to be their best friend.
Yeah.
No, you got to be a parent first.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, we can't police somebody else home. So that's, I mean, we can't, I mean, we have, how do we police somebody else home? We can't do that. right?
No, you can't. You ain't got to come from somebody else's home. But it's the example of how you walk in your day to day, in your 24. You only got 24. Everything after that, so forth. In your 24, wherever you go, you got to be accountable for that. Do you see your neighbors and everybody as your friends? Do you see your black brothers and sisters as your family members? You don't have to know them. You know?
That's right.
I live in Florida right now. I grew up in New Haven. You could be on the city bus and look at somebody, and then you turn your head, and you turn back and look at them again. They looking at you like,
problems,
what? You already know what that what means. They say what?
Sad truth. Sad truth.
Right, though. He's
sad truth.
He's right.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be like that. How about a good morning?
That's what I'm saying.
It start off with a good morning. You know, you be the initiator of love of what's going on. That's how it changes.
I agree with that. Sometimes you do have to be the initiator of love. Like, you got to be like, yo, listen, how you doing? Like, I look at somebody, I walk in the store anywhere, I hold the door for a guy or female. Say, how you doing?
They might look at you weird, but it's a start.
I mean, like, and I respect people who do it for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Straight up.
But you know what? You absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I feel like you don't have to be related.
I do break my neck to speak to people because I be like, yo, like, how you doing? You know what I mean? Somebody could be walking. I be literally kind of far. I make sure I hold the door.
Right.
Male or female. It ain't about me being soft or nothing. Because it's about me showing respect to the next man or woman.
Absolutely.
I mean, like you said, we gotta work in our own 24 hours. I mean, I agree 100%.
And like he was saying, you don't necessarily gotta be related to anybody to love them.
Yeah.
To show love.
Listen, I want to see us all make it.
You understand what I'm saying? Because that's one of the things that I feel like we need. We need to love each other a little more than what we're doing. We need to love one another, and we lack that in the black community. We only like we only listen. We only narrow.
The thing is with the standards. You gotta have a standard.
Absolutely.
You know, with the standards, you don't always have to be confrontational.
Right.
With,
that's right.
Different things that you don't agree with when you know it's not the standard. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, if a person is a certain age, they already have come to a certain age. I don't have to address you to tell you about tying your shoe when you pass 15, 16 years old.
That's right.
Tie your shoe.
That's
so
right.
If you're an adult, I don't have to come and tell you that your attire is inappropriate.
That's right.
But some people might not want to hear
and the way I carry myself and the way I always continuously show you love, guess what? You're going to change your attire to fit the protocol of what's going on.
That's right.
You're going to change your attitude of conversation because I always say please and I say thank you and I'm appropriate. You're going to change that.
That's right.
You're going to change. But if I just sit there and don't say nothing or and giggle and all that kind of good stuff at the things that I know are wrong, I'm perpetuating and continuing making the same thing over and over.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's the truth.
And them little ones around us, they watching everything.
That's right.
They definitely watching. They watching our moves. I mean, that's why.
That's what the Bible talking about. They get weaker and wiser. That's why they get wiser because they think they got all this new technology. But they get weaker because they still falling for the same game.
That's right.
The enemy, no matter how you call it, no matter what religion you came to, the devil can't come up with no new plan. His days was already cut off, and all the different books of religion had already been put out there.
Come on, brothers.
You can't come that the days was cut off.
That's
if your days already cut off, that means you in a state of relegation and you just going round and round
in circles. That's right.
You saying the same old thing, trying to reword the paragraph. Stop it with the nonsense. Keep the standards of what it's supposed to be.
That's right. That's
right. I hear you. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate that.
No problem, brother. Blessings, brother.
Blessings.
Good.
What?
Get some lessons when you listen.
Oh yeah, man. That's why I encourage people to call in. I mean, listen. This is how it starts. You know what I mean? Absolutely. We gotta sit back and, like you said, break it down and build it up.
We gotta break it down and build it up. We need this. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. It's something that we overlook when I'm listening to what he was saying and what the other woman before was saying. As a black community, when did our family structure become played out? We talking about schooling and all that. That's great. What about mom, dad, kids leading the way? When did that become played out?
Right.
Because I know it's relevant, but I see more and more conflict from parents using kid as a ploy against one another. That does lead to something more dangerous going down down the road.
So family structure plays a major part.
Compared to, like I said, other minority. You say, I just got to study. Let me see what they're doing different. Other people, they come and they still keep that. Even if we as a whole don't have our stuff correct as black people. Mm-hmm. The fact that the family structure within all of us is broken in a lot of places, and it leads to a lot of stuff that just, like she said about books and the kids don't have books in school.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
What about at home? What about at home with books, or you learn things from your parents? Because your parents, at some point, they could have been through certain schooling. Do they pass that down to you outside of school? Because for me, it's a lot of things that I went to school for. I'm like, I knew that before, just by reading this at home. Like, I knew that already. Some things you take, but it's some, you start that. And I'd also, you said kids soak that stuff in. So if they don't have authority, if the authority figures in their home is going at each other, what the hell you think gonna make them respect you in the school? And as they grow up, they're not gonna respect authority as far as, at being a child coming up, and then that leads to other things.
You make it sense to me.
I get what
so I just said, why is the black family structure, African American, our family structure is broken?
Well, because of the reason.
Is it the system?
I don't want to say. I mean, we know about systems and all that. We know about that, but still, we still should be able to overcome that stuff. We can't play victim. How long we gonna play victim to that stuff?
Now I agree with that, but now let me just say this. Now, yes, a lot of people had some rough times, some hard times coming up, and you can go back as far as if you could. To break. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can go back as far as you could, and you can look at, how this played out, and then your mother having kids, and how she handled, it's only, and I feel like maybe it's a very selective few who say, you know what, I'm not doing what my mother did or my grandmother did. I'm going to change the game. Listen what I'm saying to you. Some people just stay right in that history, and they just repeat it. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. I look at it as good fruit, bad fruit. No, not judging anybody, because I was once there. So if you look at it, you could be like, oh, all right, they do that because, okay, this is all they know. And if this is all you know, and you're not willing to step outside of that box and do something different, then guess what? Then that's what you're going to produce. You're going to produce that. Bottom line, it's no getting around it. Think about just think about what I'm saying.
So you're saying it's inevitable?
I'm not saying it's inevitable, because think about what I said. I can't give you a percentage, but there are some people who make it. And there are some people who just stay.
For a family, you may make it?
Yeah, like what he's saying. But he's talking about like children coming up and seeing things in their household, right? Right? Okay. That do what? That did maybe cause some type of issues where they grow up and they're out of control, right? Yeah. Okay. We know that happens. It happens to the best of us. It's a whole lot of us that can raise their hand and say, me. You understand what I'm saying? And there's some that came up out of it. And there's some who just the torch was passed.
You know what bugged me out one time? I caught myself. I didn't say nothing too bad about my father once, but I was talking to my boy, AB from Liberia. And I said something about my father. And kind of like I was pissed off at him or something. Mm-hmm. And he kind of took that and was like, oh, look what he said about his dad. I was like, oh, shit. It made me think that, oh, that's what you think about us? And from that point on, I said, you know what? I'm never going to say something bad about my father.
But was it true?
I'm going to respect that, because I don't want that.
Can't hide from the truth.
Yeah, was it true?
No. It's not the truth. It's the fact that he took that and thought it was something more. And I seen that going on, that, okay, I'm not going to give them the opportunity to define us by me slipping up and saying something like that. But that's what people think about black people as a whole. We're just the negative. They don't like their fathers. They don't do this and that. That's what they think about us. And that right there caught me. And it made me think, say, you know what? My father is not that bad that I might have said that. And I can't let you, use that against me.
I mean, so the family, okay, so let's go. Let's start right here. So the family structure, where we got to be getting at. We got to start with there, saying.
When did it get played out?
Was it ever played then?
Yeah, no. In the 50s and 60s, Dad, your mother and father was there, yo. Are we forgetting that fast?
But I can't.
Everybody didn't have that luxury.
Let's not generalize, but it was the black father was a big deal.
See, I get what you're saying, but there was a time when that all just faded. For whatever.
We can get it back. Huh?
Can we get it? I mean,
it's different scenarios.
Yeah.
To that.
The biggest thing I feel now.
But you can say I can understand how he feel. He's a man who won't have a kid without being married. You always say that,
right?
So he's speaking from an unknown place.
But guess what he's doing? He's
breaking the cycle.
My point that I just said. Mm-hmm. Some break the cycle, and some that don't break the cycle. It's the torch passed to do.
So would it be wrong if how do we reach out to them? Because this is us. We got this is us as a community. We only 13% in America. We a small population.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So me doing that, so do we have to lend a hand out to somebody else and tell them, yo man, you gotta do better? Do black men check each other? Ain't that played out too? Ain't you a chump if you check another black man?
That part of policing ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you mean. Got you. That's what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You know, I'm not talking about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it ever had to come down, but we had to be on. I mean, think about it. Look at everybody doing that. Everybody going out getting guns now. The legal way.
Remember when the Jewish people were having issues around Welly Avenue? The rabbi walked around with a gun himself.
They wasn't playing.
Yeah.
They really policed themselves.
Like
you
that.
wasn't going on Norton and Winthrop Wild, and they
was they policing themselves or trying to police us?
Nah.
They were policing themselves?
They was really listen.
They were really policing.
They was policing themselves. Listen, man. They wasn't having it. Listen, they wasn't having it. They wasn't having it. But guess what? Why we ain't do that?
True.
Why we couldn't do that? They had the guardian angels out there.
True.
But why we couldn't do that?
Do we welcome that into our community?
Welcome what? Policing ourselves?
Like guardian angels and all that.
If we welcome shooting each other.
We don't welcome shooting each other. That's something that
just
happens.
Stop.
Poor people gonna always commit crime to other poor people.
Listen.
I mean, that's just
tired of that. Aren't you tired? Because you poor,
facts.
you poor living in the poor.
That's facts.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead, I'm
listening. Is it circumstantial? Does it give it a pat on the back? Is it saying it's okay?
Nah.
We understand that we all piled up on each other and but what are we gonna do? This is why we here. This is why we at this table right now to say, you know what?
But
is it okay that because we in a crime fested poor neighborhoods that shooting each other?
I wasn't raised by both parents, by the way.
Is shooting each other okay?
No.
Think about what I'm saying. So guess what? That's irrelevant. That don't even make sense to say that, because we should be getting away from that mindset. That's not the mindset that we should still be having. We should be like, you know what? Listen, we got to change the dynamics of how we as black people are doing things, how we thinking. You understand what I'm saying? How we responding, the whole system.
So the system is okay. Let's get back to black. Let me go ahead 360 back.
There you go.
All right.
The system is against us because we're against each other. I don't agree.
I feel like.
And I also don't agree. I didn't mean to cut you off. Nobody kill me. I'm sorry, y'all. But is the system against us because we're against each other? I don't agree. But I also don't feel white cops wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to kill a black person.
Okay, true. I don't think they're doing that either.
And I don't think
unless they were breaded from birth.
Is it a conspiracy against them?
Breaded from birth. Come on, man. They
I don't believe that.
All right, hold on. Let me say this to you. I just want to say something. I want to go back. And I was in my 20s, and I used to always have this talk with a couple of people because I seen this already. It was going to take place. I just didn't know when, how, where. But I always said, when we didn't see the KKK, right? So everybody was like, all right, we straight. I was like, nah, they still here. They exist. They just breeding. They having babies. They teaching them. Listen. They're doing this. They're just quiet right now. So we, like you said, wasn't you the one that said, okay, well, we don't see the racism, so we think that, everything is okay? No,
some people.
But listen, even when it was quiet, and we wasn't running into it like that. Listen to what I'm saying.
I mean, somebody actually told me on Facebook it's a black privilege.
Listen,
what?
Car Raiders.
So let me say this to you. It was
Call it Car Raider if you watch it. Go ahead.
Listen, it was a time where I looked at it like, all they doing is setting us up. It's quiet right now. You understand what I'm saying? But they breeding these kids, these cops now. Or let's go back. Listen, man, some of them come from that. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying all of them. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have your mindset have to say, you know what? There's no way. They gotta have this in their blood.
It's an agenda. So you feel it's an agenda?
Listen, what's the easiest way to get us? In a suit. With the listen, that's
I ain't saying you're wrong.
Listen, that's how I say it. And I'm not saying all white cops, but some of them I feel like it's easier. Oh, I seen a black person. I got scared. I thought they had a gun. Pop. You know what I'm saying?
If that's true, this is a very scary world.
But listen, it been scary. It was just at a time where it was so quiet that you thought everything was okay. It was just a matter of time before.
Well, right in your, take what happened here. It was a black cop. There was two. Well, actually, was the black cop in Weathersfield too?
I think it looked a black cop in the video.
So now do we say
this is the issue I had with police.
Case?
I don't know if y'all remember Steve Ford. He will always want to say, I need to become police. My only issue with becoming a police, I said, well, let's say I take my moral high ground against how I feel about black people and things like that. Mm-hmm. If I want to be, let's approach them a certain way, and that's against protocol of the police department, because the police have racism issues within themselves. Mm-hmm. So let's say they say, no, you got to be more aggressive against these black people and brown people. I'm gonna keep it black. You got to be more aggressive against black people.
They are brothers. Keep them in their vibe too.
But let's say if they say, well, listen, if you don't do these things, if you don't get these stop and frisk things, or if you don't go to this neighborhood and talk, because why do cops approach you the way they do? So I'm like, is that part of me? Is that part of the person before, or is that how they were bred as part of their profession? That's what I had.
Because you got bad black cops.
I know.
We got a lot of bad black cops.
But my question is that how that guy was forever? Like they said, a Hamden cop came into New Hallville, pulled me over, and wanted to show off in front of his partner and stuff, and I laughed at him because like, dude, what is you doing? Officer Blue, that was his name. I'll say your name. That was his name. My mother was out the door looking. I said, "Look at this dude trying to intimidate me, pull me in front of the back of the truck in front of my friends." I said, "What are you?" I was like, my lab. I said, "What are you doing? Is this really you? Or are you trying to show off? Is this what it takes to become a cop? Because I don't want to be that. Because I think I could have been a good cop unless they said, well."
I mean, you got to change the system from within. I mean, you could have became a cop and just started changing the system from the inside.
But have others try to do that and then they got reprimanded for
it.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
And that makes you think that what is the police really? Can I go talk to people regularly in a professional manner?
But do you think they just lose themselves within the power structure?
And if that could be true, but ain't that a dangerous job? Like why is that how it is? And that makes you think why when that dude pulled up on that guy, on the kid, and he told him to get out, and as soon as that door flew open, he said, "I don't know what he's doing, but I'm gonna open this clip."
Do you feel that he would? Okay, I don't want to really touch on that to the point like that, but do you feel? How can I ask this question? And I want somebody to call and answer the question too. Do you feel that when a cop shoot someone, like it was an incident that happened in, I think it was the Bronx, when a Chinese cop shot the black person in the dark hallway?
Oh yeah.
Do you feel that did he feel that he feared for his life? I mean, I'm not saying these shootings are justifiable, but I mean, if we fear each other, and you're saying we call it being on point as a cop, is it called? I mean, I don't think nobody should empty a clip on anyone. Mm-mm. Period.
No.
What if that's protocol?
That can't be protocol. No, if
the call says we got a robbery in progress, you're supposed to respond with your weapon ready.
You know what? I was watching something on YouTube one day. I think it was Willie D's show, and he was like, lack of training. He said something like, it take you a year to become a hairdresser, take you less than 6 months to become a cop.
Good point. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know how long the academy lasts, but that's crazy. You got a license to walk around and police people, and like you say, to go to school to be a beautician takes longer. Mm-hmm. So can we as a people ask that our cops be trained more? Because I don't think it's a conspiracy against the black man. I could be literally lost, dumbfounded. I just don't believe personally there's a conspiracy to kill people.
In all cases, but listen, we have to. We cannot be as blind, because it's easy to turn a blind eye, but you have to be able to look at everything and say, you know what are the possibilities? Because if you just cut and dry and say, all right, that's not it, then you being deceived. Because you have to understand that If you go back, now this is what I'm gonna say this. Now, me and you was just watching this movement thing. You called me, it's like, yo, I said, yo, I'm looking at it. Now, just about every movement that come on about black people from the 40s, 50s, I'm watching it.
Hey, up too. He said,
and one I saw when they was talking about slavery was this cop they was down with the cake. Now back then, the majority of them were. They were, of course. Let's go back to slavery.
Yeah,
so now I just want to make this little point. It don't matter because a lot of them have family members who go all the way down the line as being cops.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So
sometimes
you gotta do your history. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta do your history. You gotta go back. Somebody was born in this year and their father was a cop 30, 40 years ago. You understand? But they was bred from this family. Mm-hmm. You understand? So what you think is in them? What you think they have in them? They have the same thing that their father had in them. And they pass that down. I'm not saying all cops, but there are some. And you just have to do the research. So some coming with a hidden agenda. Not all of them, but some of them. But see, this is my radical thinking because I'm not going to just be in this box
I
because
it.
Everybody wants to say, no, I'm not. I'm coming. Listen, I'm thinking outside of the box. They're coming from all different angles, and you got to be ready. And if you're not ready, they coming.
So you believe that some actually join New Haven Police Department?
Man, listen.
So how about the black ones? What's the black one issues?
Listen, I just feel like with the black cops, it's crazy, but they scared too. They scared on another level.
Scared of the white cops?
Nah, they scared of the black people, man. You got to.
So you understand why they shoot us then too?
Why do we have this misconception that cops are these people who they don't have a heart, they don't have a soul, they don't feel, they don't get scared. They have these feelings and emotions just like regular normal people. They're normal people.
Okay, so
now they probably wanted to be a cop all their life. They thought they can change the world. They get in and they get corrupted or whatever. It could have been a simple act, and I'm quite sure some of those cops probably did something that they ain't mean to do. We have to weigh all of this out. So we just can't put everybody in a box like this. But when you go to certain do the research on some of those states about the cops, the history, and then go, okay, this is connected to KKK. Oh, they go way back. Then they go your answer right there. Then there's no more searching. You got your answer.
I agree with that, but we're talking about like city cops, like far as metropolitan cops.
The Connecticut thing, the thing recently now is because where it's considered liberal. Like we supposed to have the cops that ain't gonna really do that.
True.
The fact that we have this little spurt. That just what happened.
That happened. Absolutely.
It kind of scares you where are things going? Because the one in Wethersfield, I know that cop technically was following protocol by him. The guy was driving towards him, but he ran in front of that car voluntarily. So can he say, "Man, I feared for my life when I ran in front of that moving car and opened my clip"? And he stood there, good for him. He stood there. I know, but look, he followed protocol. He's good.
Oh, he definitely good.
But was he scared? I don't think he was scared in that situation, but he did follow protocol.
But protocol don't make it right.
So we mix that in with what he's met. Like I told you, the kid in Tennessee who murdered all those people. How are these white kids, getting taken away peacefully?
Is it because their race care about them? Is it because they race powerful?
What it is. No, that's exactly what it is. They ain't going down. I mean, you see it all the time. This white guy rape a baby. He get
probation.
This black guy rape a baby. He under the. I mean, and I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that, and I just use that because that's just disgusting and it just make my stomach hurt. But the point that I'm making is, look how they treat their people.
Wow.
Compared to how they do us. So now I want to go back and say this.
We take the call and finish we got
so I'm gonna go back and say this. I think it's all about how we treat each other, how we deal with each other.
Okay. Thank you for calling and make me want to holler. State your piece.
Hey, I'm calling back again. So, just to answer your question, Pumpkin, as far as the conspiracy against black people, there has been and will always be a conspiracy against black people, especially the educated black person. And just as Tanya was stating, if you will go back and, take some time out, YouTube is a great place. Go to YouTube. Go look at some of, the documentaries and go look at some of the speeches.
That's right.
From back in the 50s and 60s. You can see the rhetoric has not changed ever.
That's crazy. Things that was going on never changed. In the 50s and 60s, we really haven't changed.
It's still relevant today.
Wow.
Absolutely.
You really, so you feel, wait, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you really feel, who's calling? I see you call me Pumpkin, you must know me. Who's this?
I just thought my name Ian.
Oh, how you doing, Ian? But do you feel that we haven't advanced at all, far as like we did we go backward or we stuck?
You have to go backwards. You have to go backwards to educate yourself to move forward. Mm-hmm. Again, as like I said in my last time I called, you can't knock people for not knowing. Like, it's, you know, just like you said, do you feel like it's a conspiracy because you don't feel that it is? But it is. That's right. And it has always been. Like, even as far as the killings with the police been killing black folks. This is nothing new. It's just been televised now due to social media. But it's never stopped.
Oh, it never stopped. I mean, I listen to Malcolm X speeches all the time. And they're talking about police brutality.
It's on the high, you know, we're able to see it because people are recording it, and we have social media and the internet. But this stuff, everything that's going on, it's been going on for decades, centuries.
So, I mean, if we wasn't killing each other like that back in the 60s and 70s, and we were getting police brutality, so it ain't us that's the issue.
Because you know what, back in the 50s and 60s and the 70s, we had unity.
But it wasn't us. It wasn't us, and we was getting killed.
No,
we wasn't killing each other. No, we was getting killed back then by them.
No, we were not.
Oh, okay. We got disconnected. But even to go back into your question as far as the other guy had a question about what happened to the black families. Well, you could think welfare. You can think drugs and oppression. You could. I don't want to give them that much.
Was it a conspiracy though?
That's what happened. That's how it got dismantled. You couldn't have a man if you needed welfare. You go back to the time where it was the Great Depression and people weren't working, so the mothers had to get on welfare to provide for the family. Well, in order to have welfare, you can't have no man in the house.
That's right.
So,
absolutely,
you know, it's all systematic, and all people have to do is just take some time out in their day and go read a book, read a chapter a day, go look at some documentary, and educate yourself on your people and what's been taking place in the black, you know, in the black culture, and you'll see it's set up to do just what it's doing today.
That's right.
To discredit us,
dehumanize us,
and to separate us.
That's right.
So,
absolutely.
So, I mean, that's a conspiracy we running with.
You couldn't have said it no better.
It's the truth. This is not an opinion. This is straight fact.
I hear you.
This is not a democracy.
These are facts.
Straight like that. I totally understand.
So how do we fight? So I mean, if we educating our kids and the system is against us, educating our kids and starting policing ourselves, we can't fight the system.
Actually,
can we beat the system rather? How about that?
But the thing about it is I feel as though, and this is just my little, you know, this is my theory, is if we shouldn't be so dependent on the system. I think we as people are too dependent on the government, period.
That's right.
You know, I just think that I believe in segregation. I think we should segregate amongst ourselves and do things amongst ourselves like people were doing back in the 50s and the 40s and things like that. But because people are so dependent on the government, that's going to be something that's really hard to do in this day and age. But
I respect that.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. So, I feel the same way. I feel.
So let me ask y'all this, and Carter also. Black cops for black communities.
Of course.
Yeah.
That make a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
That make a lot of sense. Because guess what? They're comfortable. You know, they're going to be comfortable with their own people.
The money's there. The money's there. Black folks know how to make money. I mean, come on now.
That's right.
In the 80s, was our parents taking trips to Dominican Republic and all of that? Nah.
Word.
So black cops for black communities. But black cops shot us.
Yeah, but I'm saying that was one.
Some of my worst interaction with cops been with black cops.
Well, because you know what? Because in the black community, we go back to the 80s, and you know what? Who they got chased all day? Excuse my French, a bunch of niggas that's on the street corners, right? So they getting tired. They probably looking at you like, bro, they probably done had talk. Listen, bro, man, get your life together. But now you still on this corner. So every time they come back.
So we get them a pass?
They don't get a pass, but you know, they got black families too. You went to school with some of their kids. You graduated with some of their kids. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just be real. It's a lot of black people that have parents or uncles and aunts that were New Haven police.
So white cops. I mean, my mother went with a cop all my life. I grew up with the cop. I was a Civil Shield picnics.
So understand now. I'm quite sure you're gonna get some knucklehead, disrespectful cop that probably that's just a part of life. It's a part of it. But guess what? He probably needed some guidance. You understand? Maybe he got the badge because he wanted to just
a power trip.
Could be on a power trip, yeah. But nevertheless, that's too small and minor. We need to get back to basics, and what we need to do is start right now.
Yeah, I just think that we're as far as even as far as with the police department, and the only way we can change that is if we encourage our youth and people in the community to start applying for these jobs.
I agree.
You know, instead of having people from other towns and counties come in and police us.
Okay.
You know,
that don't know nothing about
That's not being encouraged.
I agree.
You know, we encouraging our kids. A lot of people are encouraging their kids to be rappers and actors and basketball players. You know, let's start encouraging our kids to do things as being firemen and policemen and teachers. And then that way we don't have to worry about people coming into our communities, corrupting our community.
That's right.
Okay.
No, I was actually, how do you feel about, are you from New Haven?
Yeah.
How do you feel about our police department as is? The way people are doing their best to get out of the, you know, it's like, it doesn't seem like a good job to have.
I just think I think other departments pay better.
Well, the thing I said we have too many. Compared to other cities, we have too many. So we have
wait.
Yes, we do. I feel we have disgruntled cops.
We have too many officers.
We have too many.
But we also say we got too much violence. You can't have your cake and eat it too. We're gonna either have a lot of cops or we're gonna have a lot of violence.
So what's going on now is cool. These cops are using New Haven to train, and then we bouncing.
I feel you on that.
They said we should cut positions, raise the price. Then you have a smaller force, but you'll have better cops.
And better cops meaning
was
what?
That a
more
question?
control cops?
Yeah,
more...
he asking you.
I feel cops should be college educated. I don't think a cop should be somebody.
Then you
right
cut
off the street.
you cut the field. You cut minorities out big time. Thanks for calling in. I don't mean to keep you on hold. I appreciate it.
All right.
What you mean?
If you say cops need to be college educated, you cut. Let's be honest. About 80% of minorities out, black or brown. We're not college educated. Nobody going to college. Not too many people going to college. That's black or brown want to be cops.
Even if they're white, educated whites got a different mindset. They're not going to have that.
What I'm saying is you don't want to. I mean, a lot of black people that's cops are not college educated.
Right.
So right. I mean,
the ones I know mostly are college.
Yeah, I mean some, but you don't want to cut the field like that. You don't want to. I'm personally. I don't think you eliminate. I think if you say you gotta be college educated, you eliminate a lot of minorities.
You think so?
I think so. Because that's if I wanted to become a cop. I'm college educated, but I ain't a college graduate.
Highest educated demographic right now. Black women. I'm just saying.
Black women don't want to become cops. I mean, it's a lot, but I'm saying, I think personally that you limit minorities with that notion.
Could be.
Because they're already right now for civil servant jobs in New Haven. You get X amount of points if you live in New Haven. You take the test. You know what I mean?
Okay,
they're trying. They're trying to put but like you said, a lot of people don't want to become cops because they got this bad stigma about being officers.
I have something just popped in my head. So if there might be some people who have bad experience with cops. All right. So now, if we in the street and we doing illegal things and the cop, come up. All right. So we looking at it. Is it the way the cop is approaching you? But if you out here doing something illegal, what's the cop's job? Now we're not talking about shooting. So what I'm not because I was just looking at a comment. So I'm just trying to understand that why do we hate the police? See, when you say that. Guess what?
I don't hate the police for doing their job.
That brings everything and turns everything that way. And it takes the eye off of us as a whole and what we're doing. Because if we are doing what we're supposed to be doing and not out in the streets and listen, I'm just saying, we could do away with that. That's less police.
I can, but my thing is,
harassing us.
But we're gonna say, let's say if you flying the straight and narrow, you just driving down the street and you get broke down as a law-abiding citizen because you went through the village. Right, I see somebody say,
gonna happen to every person on the street. Is that just gonna be like that isolated incident? And I'm not saying that is right, but listen to what I'm saying. Think about it. We got more people on the street doing wrong than that one person that's getting pulled over or stopped by the cop.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't feel less police.
So do we take this one thing and say, all right, I wasn't doing anything, as opposed to all the crime that's just flooded in the city.
So you okay with stop and frisk? How about that?
Listen,
Let me ask you that question.
I'm not okay with that unless it's probable cause. So if you just pull somebody over just because, then you already know where that came from.
But stop and frisk, they claim stop and frisk work.
So let's go back to why do you think that plan is in action?
They said they brought the gun crimes down in New York big time when they were doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
I look it up. But I didn't know.
I mean, they said
I didn't know.
Yeah, look it up. Let's take this call. Come on. Thanks for calling. Make me want to holler. State your piece.
What's going on, y'all?
How you doing? Who's this?
I'm chilling. This Train.
Okay, how you doing, man?
Everything good. You know, I'm listening to the conversation and things like that. And I agree with a lot of things that are being said, but you know, when I think about a lot of issues in our community, a lot of it stems from a lack of structure in our community. We a lot of us, like for the most part, like a lot of white people and things like that, a lot of them go into the military and they learn structure through the military and things like that. You understand? Or they have fathers in the home where they learn structure and they learn that, you know what I'm saying, it's a chain of command and things like that. And in our community, it's like, for example, you know, a person get an 8-ball and they think they need no brown. They think they you know what I'm saying, the biggest drug dealer in the world.
That's true.
You know,
like that.
That's true.
And,
that's true.
And like,
but what? Let me ask you a question. Go ahead.
Say what now?
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, so when we lack structure, there's no unity. You understand what I'm saying? Because if everybody is agreeing as, okay, this is the structure, this is the chain of command, then everybody's falling in line. But when you have a bunch of just like cowboys, everybody just running wild, this is what we're getting right now. Absolutely. There's a bunch of cowboys out here, you know, and there's nobody to answer to, no repercussions for what's going on unless they get locked up and things like that. You got young children out here, like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, out at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You understand what I'm saying? That shit wasn't happening. Not with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
And so, and with that, another thing that y'all talk about, like fighting the system or beating the system, the thing about, it's not about beating the system. We have to infiltrate the system. We have to raise our kids and inspire our kids to become politicians and lawmakers, become judges and lawyers and things like that. You understand? People who from the community that's going to be dealing with people from the community. Because when we got a whole bunch of people that's not from the community that's making laws that affect the community, it's not in our favor. That's why we trying to fight it. And instead of keep fighting it, we got to get into the system and be a part of the decision-making process. And that's what we'll tell our kids to be this and be that, but we're not telling them to be a senator. We're not telling them to be a governor, be a mayor, and things like that. We're not promoting that. Or be a congressman, people who really in the decision-making process. You understand what I'm saying? We're telling them, go be an engineer or a fireman or whatever like that. But they're going to get affected by the decisions that the lawmakers are making anyway because they're not part of the process, and we're not part of the process. That's why we steady trying to fight the system.
I agree. I agree. I mean, do you feel the system will allow us in? I mean, we get some, man, but we don't.
There's definitely opportunity to get into the system, but that's not something that a lot. First of all, I know personally, I have a lack of knowledge as far as politicians and things like that, and it's never been a desire of mine.
Okay,
you understand what I'm saying? That's never been a something that I wanted to do, and it's not nothing that I ever push my kids to do. But as long as I think like that, and as long as I raise my kids like that, how can we ever get into the system to be a part of this system? Absolutely. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because fighting the system is not going to help. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, they have the money, they make the decisions, and they pass it down. And if we don't fall in line to the decisions that they make and the laws that they put in place, then the only consequences is jail and everything like that. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't fight like that. You can't fight incarcerated.
Nah, you can't fight incarcerated. You're right about that.
You're right.
I mean,
you're absolutely right.
I agree 100%.
So if we promote our kids to be judges and prosecutors, people that's from the community, because a lot of times, whether people know it or not, these prosecutors and judges and lawyers, they all be with each other when they're not in court.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, they people.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
They got a secret handshake and everything going.
When it's not our people, when it's not our people in that circle, that's why we get prosecuted and hung when we go to court.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? Got so many people copping out to all these misdemeanors, messing up their records, can't get firearms legally, or a damn trespass or a breach of peace or something like that, or a minor misdemeanor assault third. Now you can't even get a legal firearm.
That's
to protect yourself or your family and things like that. You know,
real
so,
talk.
That's right.
Real talk.
But,
and they be literally
and then
misdemeanor
when you get
third.
Then when you get these white kids and white people, they go to court. They give them all type of programs, all type of chances and things like that. Like you go to court, they say, well, we don't feel like you're going to repeat this crime again, so we're going to dismiss it or we're going to annihilate or do anything like that. But when it comes to us, they want us to cop out the thing.
Because,
you understand what I'm saying? He's like, well, you cop out to this, you won't go to jail, but it'll be on your record.
But see, because listen, I don't mean to cut you, but see, the system was designed to do that to us. You understand what I'm saying?
Was it designed to black people or to the poor?
To black people in general. That's like he said, the white kid coming there, they don't think he gonna commit this crime or whatever the case may be. They giving him some probation, community service, all of this. But black people, nah, because part of it's like, you know what? He going back out here and he gonna do the same thing. Whatever they thinking. You understand? They ain't giving you no break.
Yeah.
They're not giving you a break. So now, but the whole plan is to pack us up and put us in jail. You understand what I'm saying? This whole...
Is it the plan or are we doing it to ourselves?
Listen. See, number one is if we don't fall in line and get ourselves together, then you know what? This is what's happened. This is the repercussion. See, we looking at each other as the opposing team. You understand? But if we get together and we looking over there, because they are the opposing team. See, we busy fighting each other that we can't see them coming and hitting us with all these left hooks and right hooks because they coming for us. But because we so busy fighting each other. Think about that for a minute.
Do we see it or do we not care?
Yeah. Well,
let's say in my time, if I was committing a crime or something, well, I knew the repercussions to it.
It's a big lack of knowledge in our community, and a lot of people place their trust in the wrong places. Like, you cannot trust the inner city public schools to educate your children.
We can't.
No. You understand what I'm saying? Because for the most part, speaking for myself, speaking for myself, I was brought up in New Haven public school system.
Okay.
And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to college. I went to Virginia State.
Okay.
And when I went to Virginia State, I was in class with so many people that were like light years ahead of me, and it made me feel. I always thought I was intelligent and very smart, but it was just so many things that I didn't know and I wasn't aware of that my education never prepared me for.
But
you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a lot of things.
I mean, I honestly feel that. I mean, they also might have came from inner city schools too. So I mean, when you go to school. Once you get to a certain age, I feel it's on you to decide what you're going to learn or not. Yeah. That's just my personal opinion. I came up in New Haven public school system. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I feel that, I mean, I learned when I want. I took in information when I wanted to. Know what I mean? I went to school with people like Seth. His brother went to Yale, a lawyer now, New Haven public school system.
See, I get what he's saying about. So I get what he's saying about the inner city schools because I'm gonna be honest with you. My kids went to the school and I'm gonna be real. It's minor. I mean, it's crazy how they really don't care about those kids. And we can go back to when they started changing the lunches and the food and everything. But if you go to them white schools, look how they're eating. I'm just using this as an example.
But it's easier to teach in suburban schools than the inner city schools.
Okay, but at the same time, the same format you're using over there, why you can't use it over here? Okay, so guess what? Bring in the big guns. Bring in somebody else. Help our kids. Don't just look at them like, all right, they ain't nothing. It's out of control. Listen, people got issues. So it all goes back to the black community. It goes back to us ourselves. So we sending our kids to school and teachers don't want to teach them because it's out of control. I mean, come on, man. We got to think.
You can't blame the teachers for that, though.
But I'm not blaming the teachers. What I'm saying to you is that children are going to school from whatever they're going through at home and they're acting out. The teachers are saying, look, we can't teach these kids. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't going to lie. Hold on. I don't mean to cut you. I just had a teacher tell my daughter that she wasn't nothing. Okay? Listen. Do you know what I did? Do you know I went above and beyond? You understand what I'm saying? Who were you? I said, now, if you can't teach in this black school, go wherever you from. You in the wrong school. You in the wrong field. Forget school, you in the wrong business. But who do you think you are to tell my child she's nothing?
I agree with you.
Black? You don't know nothing about me.
I know they still have teachers like
but
that.
They do. But listen, but see, that's what you think. When your kid come home and tell you something, believe them. Listen to your kids. It's real. You understand? It's real.
Listen, not to cut you off, but one thing with that is, and it's like I said, it goes back to a lack of knowledge. A lot of these schools, they have this system called garbage in, garbage out. And what they do is these schools will rotate their teachers who they know are not really doing their job too well, but because they might have tenure or something like that, so you can't fire them, they will rotate them. And that's why, so there's one teacher, a bad teacher from one school will go to the next, and then that teacher will go to their school. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're just rotating the problems and things like that.
As they do with principals. They do that with principals, too.
They're going on for years and things like that. And then not only that, like my daughter right now, she's a freshman in college. And she was in New Haven Public School. And do you know that she told me that they never even taught her how to write in cursive?
Now they got rid of that though. That's I mean I don't agree with it, but I mean and when my daughter was in school, like penmanship and even far as vocabulary words and spelling tests. That was like, I'm like, what? That's gone now? Like, that's crazy, yo.
Yo, listen. First of all, they hardly even giving these kids books. Back in the day, we used to get all these books. Have to go
I think because technology is changing, though. A book cover on it.
Book covers and stuff. Nowadays, the kids are just getting diddles, a bunch of diddles.
But is that technology? Is that technology changing?
And whether the kids are understanding what's going on in the lesson, the teacher keeps on going with their format. Like it's like they're robots. The teacher doesn't, invest their time into the kids to make sure that everyone knows. They just keep on going whatever's in their program, or whatever they got in their curriculum. That's what they do. They just keep on flowing.
I personally feel the No Child Left Behind thing killed it because you got to teach the test to keep your accreditation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
I disagree with the No Child Left Behind. Because everyone doesn't have the same.
Exactly.
Everyone doesn't learn on the same curve or the same wave and things like that. Certain kids need more attention than others and things like that. So you shouldn't group them all in together. I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for calling in, man. We got another caller trying to call in. I see.
All right, no doubt, man.
Keep watching, man.
Keep on doing what y'all doing, man.
All right. Thanks a lot for calling. I appreciate it, man.
All right.
We had another call, but they hung up. Okay.
Schools is that bad?
I mean, he got no kids, so he don't know. I don't personally feel the school system is horrible, but I think the No Child Left Behind did more damage than good. Let's take this call. Thanks for calling. Make me want to holler. State your piece. Hello?
Hello?
I guess they hung up.
Hello?
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 I hear something else coming through. Click over, Rob. We lost them, I think.
No. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Well, how you doing?
I'm good, man, and I've been listening to your show.
All right, appreciate it.
I think the most important thing is, a couple you said it, is that the structure in the black community is off. Listen to what you talked about as far as the school system, and the school system is off as well. You have people in the school system who, for whatever reason, don't teach the kids the right way. You got kids that learn on different curves, man.
That's definitely true.
And some people learn by hand, some people learn by just being able to see. But you gotta watch and look at what kid is going which way. But they, like you said, some guy just said, they lump them all together and say, all right, cool. This is what we're going to do. This is going to be the curriculum. I do believe in it should be black people that teach kids. that teach our own schools, or it should be some type of program that teaches our kids. We don't learn how to balance a checkbook in school.
I agree.
But
I mean,
a lot of white kids do.
I agree with that.
They learn that from home.
But my thing is not to cut you off. Let me say, like, I feel that the world ain't black.
No, the world isn't.
You have to learn how to interact with other people.
No, the world isn't black. But if we take each other and we start to, and I'm not just saying it got to be like black people, black businessmen. Everybody's not going to get it. But it has to be somebody who educated, the people who educated. Look at the Black Panthers. Just how the Black Panthers did, they came back and made a 10-point program. There has to be some type of structure like that. When we have structure in our own community, then we can go out and then face other communities and face the world. But we have to be able to be taught and able to be brought up like that. To me, I think it's a generation that's going to be lost. But I think it has to start with the children now.
How young do we start? Like, where do we start at?
I think we start with the kids from the age of 4 to 13.
You think y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
And the reason why I feel is because those are the years for being molded.
I agree.
So if you take a kid from at the age of 5 to between 13, and they done. And it only got to be in school. It could be in the after school program that's made by black people. You teach them. You start teaching them young about the stock market. You start.
I agree with that.
About the internet and how to deal with computers. You start teaching them different things of that nature. You start bringing them, showing them how to open up a business. You know what I mean? Whether it's washing cars, whether it's making signs, whether it's lawn, but you show them a structure of how to do business.
Not just get a job. I agree with you.
Exactly.
But schools in the South, I heard they do that in the South.
Then we could take the kids and then bring them to other countries, put money aside for trips. Then we bring them to other countries so they can see how other countries live. And we can start structure like that. But once you have a child with a structure who understands business, who understands the opportunities that we have in entrepreneurship, now you teaching kids to grow up to be owners, not to be workers.
Do they have? I mean, thanks for calling me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Do they have entrepreneurship programs in public schools? I mean, I don't. My daughter's out of school, and my youngest is in it. I'm asking Tanya. I'm asking her a question. But I agree with you 100%. I mean, I can't argue with that.
Me either.
I mean, I honestly feel that we need diversity in teaching. I mean, because when you go into the real world, you're going to deal with different races, and you're going to have to understand how to cope and deal with them. Phones are definitely ringing right now. Go ahead. Thanks for calling. Make me want to holler. State your piece.
What's going on, PK?
How you doing? Who's this?
It's Lando.
Oh, what up, Lando? Oh, my boy Lando. What's going on, cuz?
What's going on, man? Hey, see, I'm watching y'all, man. I didn't know y'all was gonna pick up. I guess there's a delay in watching the show at the phone. But yeah, man. Great topic. First of all, I gotta say, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You gotta get you here,
man. But you guys are talking about education, man, and the city. Man, listen, New Haven gets a lot of resources, man, that a lot of people in other cities don't get.
I agree.
So, for people to say that the education ain't there in New Haven, man, I totally disagree with that. My kids went to both schools, man. Now they go to West Haven. They used to go to New Haven.
Okay.
Man, I'd go to New Haven any day.
Over West Haven?
Everything
yeah,
there.
I hear you.
Oh, absolutely. The resources in West Haven, they're like not even close to New Haven.
Go ahead, Lando. I hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. The resources are there, man. It's just like you said. It's just like touching, like you said at the beginning of the show. You said it all starts at home.
Mm-hmm.
So what you teach at home is what they're going to show in public. So that's what they take to school too. So you can't always rely on the teachers to teach them. We got to be teachers at home.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So I just want to touch on that because I know your phone lines are blowing
but
up,
I got you on the line. Let me ask you a quick
you're
question.
Right, because when I'm at work and those parents who are from the suburban towns, they are killing to get their kids into New Haven schools.
New Haven school system. I agree. That's what I mean, the magnet school system is definitely like top tier.
New Haven school, so count those New Haven schools. Count all them from
they actually get money to get suburban kids.
Listen,
New Haven schools.
Some of the high schools, some of the
I think once you get a certain age, it's about what you want to learn.
11, 12.
So you talking about first grade, second grade, third grade, what?
Thanks for calling, Orlando. I appreciate it.
You understand what I'm saying? Because there might be. I mean, remember everybody's trying to get their kids in. What's that school? It's a couple of them.
Amistad,
and you know people's going.
But
crazy.
then I hear people talk about they turn kids into robots.
Wow.
That is true too, though, because I remember I was trying to get my kid into a couple schools, and then there was like no room for him because people from other towns was trying to get their kids into the city.
Yeah, I know definitely with Bessie Ross, they be coming from that Earth Magnus system. They be serious.
Now going back to what it sounded like the other caller was saying about certain placing certain teachers in certain schools, and I can recall where my older two kids went to Brennan Rogers, and my last two went entirely different. These teachers coming straight out of Yale with a whole different format on teaching. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So now there are some. Listen,
were they black or brown? Spanish or black? I mean,
they were white. They was white, but they was coming straight out of Yale. They 22, 23 with their own teaching mechanism, and I seen where my last set of kids was like, oh, this is. Like, this good. My son's an honor roll straight A's. You understand what I'm saying?
But did it start at home?
Of course, it started at home. Mm-hmm. But still, when your kids go to school, sometimes we got to think about your kid could be a good student. Sometimes, like somebody said earlier, teachers are overworked. It's a whole bunch of kids.
They definitely feel they overworked.
And guess what? Sometimes they don't want it. They're trying to teach their job. Sometimes it becomes overwhelming. Yep. And you have kids in the classroom that's a bit out of control.
But that's why I say I feel like suburban kids got a little bit different because they got less, less
of that interruption and that distraction.
Exactly.
And I totally understand that. I totally get that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not taking away, but I'm saying there are incidents or situations that happen in some New Haven schools where it's out of control.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And some kids are in danger. I mean, it's certain things. But now I'm not blaming the teachers. But like you said, there are some resources.
It's a lot.
It's some resources. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I definitely understand what the caller is saying.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Orlando.
Hey, definitely, man. Much luck and success on your podcast, man.
All right. We got to get you up here, man.
Absolutely. Make America great again.
Goodness.
Scott.
Trump supporter right there. Man. I mean, did we come close to an answer?
No, we was all over the place.
We went everywhere.
But we got the dialogue
that's
going.
Our experience is everywhere. It's so much to piece together so we can get normal,
so much.
like
Absolutely.
other people.
Absolutely, and that's sort of a part of the breaking down and building up. You know
okay, so let me ask this last question. Protesting, do it work?
Well, this is my opinion.
All right.
I'm not saying. All right,
we got 7 minutes. Come on.
I'm not saying that it doesn't work, because what is shown is okay. We're here, but what happens after 3 weeks, 4 weeks? You know what I'm saying?
Do we protest? Do we continue to protest?
Because I feel like when it's quiet, it's over. It's like, okay, they did their thing. Now
a protest ain't supposed to last 3 weeks. That's why I think you get lost at.
But no, see. A protest could last as long as you want it to last.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just using that number because
not for you.
But I think being more coming together more as far as really sitting down. We standing outside, we protesting, but let's get in this building and let's talk and let's listen to each other and let's start building and forming from there. Because we can't do that at a protest. We busy protesting. You understand what I'm saying? So we just right here for this cause. But let's go over to to the building. Let's sit down and let's start getting plans in action.
I hear you. How about
That's
you?
That's how I look at
it. It's effective. I think boycotts, because boycotts make people hurt.
I think boycotts are definitely that definitely
going back to
Montgomery's
boycott. But I just say protesting brings awareness. It shows like, we want this, but does it change anything? Maybe not. You boycott, you hit them pockets, you make somebody understand that these people are important. They took away their business, and now we got to cater to them. So in America, this is a capitalist country.
Yeah.
Boycotts, to me, I'm not knocking protesting. It's great visuals. You know, it gets news. But I'm down with boycott. And just like when I went by that gas station in Hamden, come on now.
Listen,
Still,
I'm popping. Black dollars.
So, I mean, do you feel... See, now this is my point of view. Let me get mine in real quick before we leave. I think protesting brought body cameras. I think without protests, we won't have them. So I believe protests will do work.
Yeah, people, we be seeing body cameras and we see.
But we didn't have that before we started protesting.
Yeah, but they still be getting off.
Yeah, I mean.
That's like a novelty.
But without body camera, we don't see the cops shooting on people over in the Ville. So it takes less. It wouldn't have been as big without the camera.
It showed the angle of him getting out, but
I just think the visual.
If they could turn them on and off, though, that's why I'm like, body cameras is.
Listen, I think I'm all for sitting at the round table. I'm all for,
how big is the round table, though? Yo, do we send representatives, or do we start in each other living room?
Listen, straight like that. They used to do it back in the day. Meet up at somebody's house. Somebody got the food cooking in it. Listen, only way we gonna get past this if we all come together. And if we all stay separate and doing our own thing, then guess what? Just expect for police brutality. Expect for black on black crime. Just expect these things to stay the way they are. Expect it. So it's easy to sit like we doing and talk about it. But when are we gonna be about it? When are we gonna get up and make things happen?
I mean,
question: if a cop runs my plates or something, do a picture of me come up, or do they just say a name and a registration?
I think if you're in the system, if they run your name, I think if you're in the system, your picture might.
So they
pop
wouldn't
up.
know. Let's say if they didn't know I'm black, they would just have a name or something. Just saying, because see if they have
I don't know how that
things.
goes.
I don't know. Do anybody know that?
I don't know how that works.
Do a picture of your license.
But let me say this just to be. I don't think your picture. They ain't got your license. Your picture come up.
If they type in my name, yes, it come up.
Oh, you typing your name, but he's saying as far as your plate.
I'm saying your plate. If my name come up, it's gonna show up.
I mean, do we feel like, let's say, like with me, if I see a cop pulled over, if I'm just driving through New Haven, and if I see a white person pulled over, I'd be shocked. I'd be like, wow, they white. I got somebody pulled over, they white.
I don't be shocked. I'm not shocked. Because they probably ran a light and did something stupid, got caught on their phone.
I just think.
So that's how I look at it. I straight look at it.
I think we are targeted. I think we are targeted. I feel we targeted.
I feel we are police different.
Yes,
I feel
we
police are the reason why you see more, because they're in our vicinity. They be freaking off in them woods.
Of course we
but ain't no cops circling the block every minute to see what goes on up there. Until something big, until you find out that somebody chopped up in the freezer in Woodbridge and stuff like that. It's stuff that goes on, but I said we're police much different. It's normal for us to see cops on the loop every 2 seconds. That's just something, and of course, that's that.
So do you feel that, okay, so, I mean, you say you with boycotting. Tanya said she don't think protesting works. I mean, that's why black people make bad protesters now. Cause when them Yale students came out, it was a sight.
Listen, I'm not saying that. Listen,
it was a sight.
I'm not saying that it don't
Most
work.
Powerful people in New Haven, Yale students.
Listen, they're gonna go out and get the job done. But what I'm saying, but when it's done, when it's over, listen, we got bigger fish to fry. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this is just how I see it. This is my reality.
Well, we got bigger fish to fry far
as we are concerned, far as us as a whole. I just feel like, I'm not taking away from nothing else. I'm just saying we so busy going over here and over there that we're not even looking at the mainstream. We're not looking at us. We keep running from us. And that's what we've been doing. And it's time to stop running and face the music and say, listen, we got to get ourselves together. And whatever that means, whatever we got to do to come together. Ourselves as a whole. Like when he said, make America great, make black great again. You understand what I'm saying?
That's Black Lives Matter.
Listen, get us right. We got to get us right. We expected for, like Homegirl said, we waiting on we waiting for other people to come in and tell us what we need to be doing, because that's what it sounds like. You can't go here. You can't go there. You can't. Come on. When we going to come together as a whole for our own people and start working out what we need to work out so we could get where we need to be? That's what we've been doing. And it's time to stop running and face the music. And say, listen, we got to get ourselves together.
Oh, they gave you a rewind?
Whatever that means.
He hit us with the double loopy. I'm looking like, wait a second. Yeah. I'm quoting the Matrix real quick. Oh, man. All right, y'all, man. That's our show. We'll be back soon. And we're gonna keep, great discussions going. So, like our page, make me want to holler on Facebook. We're gonna keep interesting people keep on coming in. Thanks, Ian, for coming in. My boy Seth couldn't come. Hope to have you back again.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get you on something we don't agree on if I could make you go 0-200 against me real quick. Tony Hart could be one. We don't agree. Thank you again, Taylor. Thanks, Rob, the engineer, producer.
No doubt.
And we're going to try to, I think when we come back, we're going to talk about black entrepreneurship. What happened to the black entrepreneur.
Great.
Because I think that, like you said, the gas station was popping. After he literally said he saw the man with the gun.
Yo, I'm dying to spend money at some black establishments.
I try my best to.
I'm dying to give some money.
I try my best to.
I'm just saying I'm dying to do that because that's step one.
Listen, that's part of the thing. Getting these black minds. Everybody got dreams and ideas. Put them in the focus. Put them into action.
Well, we're gonna try to get some black entrepreneurs up here to talk about it too. And a lot of people. I appreciate everyone for watching. We should be back the week after next, which I think will be the 19th or something like that. Tell a friend. Thank you. We out.
Peace.